Hello everybody, it's Ocelot, and today we're going to be talking about a weapon that was just buffed with the recent patch 1.15. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about the Golem Fist. Now this weapon wasn't actually buffed, it was actually fixed. Before patch 1.15, it wouldn't work with talismans such as the Axe Talisman, the Spike Crack Tier, and it wasn't working with the Smithing Talisman. Now that everything's fixed, what once was a powerful weapon has become, in my opinion, the best fist weapon in the game. Before I go further, there will be DLC boss spoilers, which will happen at around the 6 minute and 17-second mark. So let me talk about the weapon first of all. It's a Smith script weapon. It's found in the DLC, and it's actually a farmable weapon from the golems that use the same attacks where they throw their fists at you. What makes this weapon so good is that the charged heavy, not only does it hit with both fists, but since it throws out 2 projectiles, one from each fist, that means for status effect builds, you're going to be hitting 4 times per charged heavy, which means you're going to be proccing bleed or frost with 1 charged heavy and 1 light attack. Not only are you going to be proccing status effect rapidly, but you're also going to be proccing the multi-hit talismans every time you do a charged heavy. So let's go ahead and go over the talismans that make this build work. Since you're going to be focused on charge attacks, you're going to want the Axe Talisman. This is going to boost your charge attack damage by 15%. Now keep in mind, with my testing, this is not going to apply to the projectiles. This is just going to apply to the charge attacks that you hit with your actual fists. As I said, we're going to be proccing the multi-hit talismans, so you're going to want the Rotten Wing Sword Insignia, and when procced at the max tier, you're going to be getting an extra 13% damage. This is going to synergize well with the other multi-hit talisman that we're going to be using, the Millicent's Prosthesis. At max tier, you're going to be getting another 11% extra damage. Now again, this is going to be a bleed build, so the last talisman slot is going to be the Lord of Blood's Exaltation. When you proc bleed, and you will be proccing it frequently, you're going to get an extra 20% damage for the next 20 seconds. Now this is actually going to synergize with the mask that we're wearing, the white mask. This is going to stack with the 10% damage boost that you get from the white mask anytime that blood loss occurs in the vicinity. For the rest of the armor set, we're going to be using the Rakshasa armor set for an extra 6% damage. That's 2% damage per piece worn. We'll be using the chest, gauntlets, and greaves. As for the seal, we're going to be using the Dragon Communion seal, preferably at +10. Now I'm not using any incantations, but you're going to have a 294 incant scaling with the stats that we have. The last piece of equipment that you're going to want is the Great Turtle Shell. This is going to help stamina recovery by 7%. Now what about for bosses that don't bleed, you're saying? Well, instead of the white mask, you're going to switch to the Mask of Confidence for +3 arcane. Switch to Lord of Blood's Exaltation for the Dagger Talisman. And you're going to change the affinity on the Golem Fist to Occult. The Dagger Talisman is going to give you +17% to your critical attacks. However, another viable talisman that you can use will be the 2-headed turtle talisman from the DLC. This is going to boost stamina recovery speed further by 25%. And as you can see from the gameplay, our charged heavies are using quite a bit of stamina. Now to even further increase our damage, we're going to be using Golden Vow, which is going to give us +15% to all damage and give us +10% damage mitigation. For our body buff, I recommend crafting Blood Boil Aromatic. Since we're doing pure physical damage, this is going to give us +30% to our physical damage. It is going to give us -20% damage mitigation, but it's also going to give us stamina recovery, and it's going to last for 60 seconds. If you don't want to craft Blood Boil Aromatic, that's perfectly fine. You can use Flame Grant Me Strength as your body buff. This is going to give you +20% physical damage and stamina recovery speed and it's going to last for 30 seconds. So as you can see from the gameplay, whether your enemy can bleed or not, this build is going to get you through the base game and the DLC. But before we get into spoiler territory, let's go ahead and go over the stats to make this build work. It's going to be a level 150 build. You're going to want 60 vigor, 14 mind, 24 endurance, 45 strength, 10 dexterity. We're getting +5 from Ilsen's prosthesis, 11 intelligence, 25 faith, and 40 arcane. You're going to use Golden Vow and Flame Grant Me Strength or Blood Bowl Aromatic as your buffs. I chose a Prophet as a starting class. You can squeeze one more point for min-maxing if you go with the hero. And in the Physick, you want the Spike Crack tier and the Thorny Crack tier. So let me go ahead and show you where you can get this weapon. Again, you're going to have to farm it. So starting from the Morth Ruins side of Grace, head northeast across this pond. There's going to be a tunnel. You're going to head through a second tunnel going west to the Ancient Ruins base side of Grace. From there, head directly north, and you're going to reach Talu's Ruined Forge. This is going to be the best farming spot. Make sure to equip crystal darts. This is going to make your farming way easier. With the crystal darts, you can throw it at the golems, and just like the watchdogs in base game, they're going to aggro against each other. There's 2 golems here, but only the one that's throwing his fist is going to be the one that drops the weapon. Here we are attacking him right here. The best spot to attack him is going to be on his jewel on his lower back. And there it is, the Golem Fist. This weapon has a 3% drop rate, but I recommend you use the Silver Scarab and a Silver Pickle Foulfoot if you have it to boost your item discovery. So for the rest of this video, I'm going to showcase this build against some of the tougher bosses in the DLC, especially the endgame boss. If you don't know who this is yet, I suggest you go ahead and turn the video off now and come back to it later. And just to talk about the Golem Fist one last time, I recently did a full game playthrough, base game and DLC using the Golem Fist. In the playthrough that I streamed, I used Cold Affinity, and I was doing pretty much the same amount of damage as I'm doing in Blood Affinity. If you want to see that, I'm going to put the links to the VODs in the description so you can check it out. But again, because of the 4 hits that you get from a charged heavy, if everything connects, this is going to be a status effect building machine. That's going to be it for the commentary. Hope you guys enjoyed the build and hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you haven't, please like and subscribe and leave a comment down below. And let me know what you think. Let me know if there's anything that you would have done differently. Let me know if there's a different affinity that this build is also a beast at. There's also going to be an invitation link for you to join the Discord. Like I said, I stream these runs live here and on Twitch Monday through Thursday. I usually post my schedule in the community tab, but more consistently I'll be posting it on the Discord. So go ahead and join us there. We got a small community going, but it's growing slightly every day. Again, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the build. Hope to catch you live. But if not, I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.